On this episode of China Uncensored, China is now the most threatening country. Sorry, Kim. Chinese troops are messing around in Djibouti. And finally, the Chinese regime has a new plan to make every Uyghur Muslim in Xinjiang really happy. This is China Uncensored. The United States considers Taiwan to be its unsinkable aircraft carrier, its friend in the Pacific that will never let America down. So if the Chinese Communist Party follows through with its promise to attack Taiwan, that could mean the United States and China coming to blows. But at least according to some in the United States military, the US and China coming to blows might be inevitable. At least that's what I'm getting from General Joseph Dunford. He told Congress, "I think China probably poses the greatest threat to our nation by about 2025. Yes, according to this general, China, then Russia, then North Korea are the greatest threats to the United States, in that order. General Dunford wasn't talking just about China versus Taiwan, but about the threat of China's military in general. And considering that North Korea made a video about blowing up the White House and the Capitol building, you've got to wonder what a bigger nation is capable of. Probably better video quality, for one. And Chinese troops are training for war, at least in Djibouti. Yes, things are blowing up in Djibouti as the Chinese military carries out its first live-fire drills in Africa. That's after the CCP built its first overseas military base there. Hopefully, the Chinese military will stay contained in Djibouti. But maybe Chinese construction in the area will take off. And if it does, I have the perfect man for the job. The guy who designed this. The Career and Entrepreneurship Comprehensive Service Base of university graduates in Zhengzhou. That building has become the current laughingstock of the Chinese internet. But don't expect people to be sharing it on WhatsApp, because WhatsApp has been blocked in some areas of China. Again. It comes just a few weeks ahead of the 19th Party Congress in mid-October. You see, the CCP would hate it if people were to share sensitive information through WhatsApp, information like what people think about stuff. Yeah, guys, having opinions doesn't make the country better. But you know what does? Creating jobs. The CCP is hard at work making sure life is great for all the happy ethnic Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang. And the best way to do that, of course, is through job creation. And the fastest growing job segment in Xinjiang is security. Over the past 12 months, authorities have posted ads for hiring 100,000 new security personnel. That's a ridiculous number of people to hire. By comparison, that's more than the total number of U.S. Border Patrol agents, TSA officers, and FBI field agents combined in the entire United States. The population of Xinjiang is less than a tenth of the U.S. Just imagine 100,000 security guards in Xinjiang riding around on segways and eating lamb kebabs. In fact, Xinjiang has already spent around $6 billion on security in the first half of 2017. That's more than 50% of the region's income. And it's all thanks to Chen entire country Chuangguo. That's not his nickname, that's just the translation of his name, Chuangguo. Fresh off his tenure as one of the most brutal party secretaries of Tibet, now he's turning Xinjiang around. Why, just look at these 10,000 happily employed citizens. And all those happily employed folks are helping keep Xinjiang under full lockdown. Which the people love. Why, this is what one shoe vendor told NPR reporters. "It makes me feel safer. They've built police stations every few blocks or so. The police check us every day. No matter if you're a doctor, teacher, anyone. It's all for our safety." China, leading the way in treatment of ethnic minorities since the liberation of Tibet. What do you think? Leave your comments below. Thanks for watching this episode of China Uncensored. Once again, I'm your host, Chris Chappell. See you next time. Oh, hi there. I'm just sending pictures of Djibouti to a friend on WhatsApp. But if you really want to see something good on the internet, you should go to ChinaUncensored.tv. We upload full half-hour episodes there every Friday. So you could have seen this and other segments earlier. Now, if you excuse me, it's back to Djibouti.